My husband saw a management film many years ago, and it was a person coming out of a phone booth in a busy intersection. And somebody stopped that person and said, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to," and they would name a major road, and the person would either say, "Oh yeah, you make a left, you make a right," or "No, I don't even know how to get there." And then a couple seconds later, somebody would come up and say, "Excuse me, do you remember somebody just asked you for directions? Could you tell me if that was a man or a woman and describe what they were wearing?" And the person would say, "Oh my gosh, I know it was a man or a woman. I think it was a man. I don't even know." Or they definitely couldn't describe what they were wearing. They did the exact same thing, people coming out of the phone booth and somebody touching them saying, "Excuse me, could you tell me where to get to such and such a road?" Do you know that every single subject knew if it was a man or a woman and could describe what they were wearing? She was wearing a blue suit. He was wearing a pinstriped suit. She was wearing a yellow blouse. Every detail. We make a connection when we touch another human being. It was so moving one night in the men's class. This particular man was separated from his wife. They were living apart. Now he was going back and he was dating her. So he came and his 12-year-old daughter was doing her homework. And after this class on touching, he came up to his daughter and he said, "You know what? You haven't given me a hug lately and I really want a hug." And she said, "No, Dan, I'm doing my homework." And she just kind of pushed him away. And he said, "Look, I really would like to get a hug." And she goes, "No, I'm doing my homework." So he banged the wall and said, "Let me get the blankety blank out of here." And he and his wife got in the car and he realized, "I'm going to lose her forever." He made a U-turn. He came back and he said, he went up to her, he got down on her level and he said, "Look, I know that this separation is causing you so much pain and so much hurt, and you're afraid that Mom and Dad are going to get divorced, and we are working on it as hard as we can. But one thing is for sure, I need to put my arms around you, I need to give you a hug, and I need to get a hug back from you." And he just touched her hand as he was saying that, and she put her arms around him, and he hugged her, and she hugged him, and he said that they cried for about 3 minutes in each other's arms. You make a connection when you touch another person.